Hi John, just match these up for you. Obviously, first of all, P4, less lifting. Right elbow nowhere near as far off the torso it was previously. Therefore, there is sort of less of a need to either tumble under or come down too much above plane. So you're reducing the potential for errors at that point. You could add more of that if you desired. The position you're looking at on the right is quite sort of conducive for what you're trying to achieve with your overall ball flight at the moment. Just run these through a little bit now. Just trying to match these up as best I can. Camera speeds are a little bit different. I'm certainly not getting pulled out anywhere near as much. Haven't lifted. So the act of reducing the lift has started to produce a left arm that is in more at P5. Shaft much less above the plane. Sweet spot nowhere near as far out in front of the hands at P6. You can see on the left here, as the left arm gets pulled out more, the wrists start to unhinge a little bit as well. So there's a little bit more throwing away of the wrist angles coming into impact. So that should tighten up your low point issues on occasion as well. Swing on the left is you making some left shifted swings. Last time we got together, trying to get some predictability in there. And what you're seeing now on the right is a diluted version excuse me, of what we were originally working on, not coming across the ball as much. And it's just refining that, really. That can be refined by going back to P4. If everything was in more, so instead of the butt of the club being above the plane line here, we worked it down more onto that elbow plane and then did everything else at the same rate. So we had the same feelings, the same sort of picture in our mind of what we're trying to do, all things being equal. Because we're in more at P4, we'd have a left arm that was in more at P5, we'd have a shaft that was coming beneath this plane line, and we'd have a club that would be a little bit more in line at P6. So that's one way of doing it. You could also, if you wished, you could add some refinement excuse me, from P6 through. You could start to put some extension in there. You could start to, from that same P4, you could start to add a little bit of linear in the downswing. Whereas at the moment there's a lot of rotation. So the three key aspects: slide, rotate, extend. We've not got a tremendous amount of slide. But at the end of the day, it depends what we're trying to achieve at the moment. We're just trying to get that little cut pattern in there. Control the predictability and spend some time hitting fairways, hitting greens, whilst refining the action. You can see the right versus the left. Everything is being done to a slightly lesser degree. And you can refine that as much or as little as you feel you need to give you the type of shot pattern that you desire. I think on the right, there's a lot of timer in there. I think as an overall movement, it's fine. I've no problem with you moving in that way. My preferred way of improving that would be, at this moment in time for you, keeping exactly the same feels in the downswing and just getting that P4 just fractionally deeper as you progress. That's more, nailing pressure point 5, the right arm to the torso at the top, eliminating the lifting. It's not a tremendous amount of lifting there, but there's enough. But again, it's pretty good for someone who wants to hit little sort of pulls, little fades. The more this comes in, the more the butt of the club is in, the deeper the left arm at the top. That will have a knock-on effect for the rest of the downswing. You'll find your point at which you feel comfortable doing that. And your golf ball now is a pretty good barometer, based on the swing on the right, is a pretty good barometer of what you're doing with your overall action. So little pulls, little fades from a swing that's a little bit lifted at the top, a little bit left shifted at P6, and then continues in that vein through the hip. All in all, pretty good sort of 17, 18 days work. Not necessarily masses of practice, but the practice you have been doing has been a lot more constructive, and your approach to the swings becoming a lot more systematic. Good luck with it, and I shall await questioning.